Okay guys, just a quick update. It's been a crazy week. It was going down, it was going up. We were short 1 minute, next minute we were long. If you saw my tweet on Twitter, go and follow that on X. Go and follow my Twitter so you don't miss out on any of these tweets, because I posted 10 reasons why I think the market is about to rally. The stars are aligning. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about what the smart money are doing on chain, what I'm planning to do with my next trades, my current trades that I've got open, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. So if you saw my previous video, we were talking about losing this 90k level, 92k level. Really, I was looking at the bottom line, which was around 90k. We literally wicked below that 90k level. Let me just close this. So we literally wicked below, but look at the reaction we had. As soon as we went below 90k, it was instantly brought up. There was so much buy pressure, just waiting to buy. And I said to my guys, if we close above this, we're going to get a buy signal from the SMC bot. So I was actually looking at the 4 hour, so you can see a faster reaction. So this was the key level I was looking at. So when you get these, when you cross over this resistance level, you're going to get a buy or a sell. So you see here on the 4 hourly on the SMC bot, buy signal, completely rally to the upside, sell signal, crash to the downside. And it's really good for snapping you out of that bearish sentiment. If you look across socials, so many KOLs were bearish down here, long-term bearish, not just short-term, not just for a trade, okay? Because we were looking to long this correction. They were long-term bearish, calling for local tops and saying it's over. I mean, if you have a look at the macro news, it's absolutely insane what's going on out there. I'm a chartist, yes, but I also look at the macro, and if I had to put one or two together and decide which is more valuable, I would say it's always macro. I always trade on the macro. If BlackRock are buying, pension funds are buying, countries are buying, banks are buying, in my opinion, it outweighs anything that the charts are going to tell you, right? And you're probably going to see the charts react to what's going on in the macro as opposed to vice versa. So as soon as we crossed over this level, I flipped bullish and I changed trajectory. Okay, so I took profits on my shorts here and I flipped long, and I'm so glad I did because the SMC bot it's not right all the time, but time and time again it's right, especially when you have all the bullish news that come out in the macro. We got news that there's going to be executive orders on day one. We're going to talk about it, but yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. So I flipped long. I posted in my Discord on the 14th of January, closing all longs here, guys. So much news has just come out about Trump's plans for the event, which I then done a bigger post about in announcements. There was just so much news. And then started to take some longs. So I put here, altcoins have come down 60 to 80%. So there were some really good gems that come down so much. Everyone is terrified. So the stock market was extreme fear. If you look at quantum stocks, recently bought into some quantum stocks on the dip. There was so much fear. People were selling their quantum stocks, so we actually took advantage of that and aped in and actually bought some quantum computing stocks, because I think that's going to do really well over the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So we actually aped into that, and you see everything's bounced back, right? There was loads of people calling for a top of the market. There was so much fear. Typically, this tends to be where you get a reversal, right? When the whole of the space is bearish and all the indicators are putting extreme fear. Typically where you tend to get bearish. And then I've put new longs opened, and I put a list of the longs that I was taking in leverage low risk. So in Discord, you've got buy alerts, which is like crypto tokens. I also bought some crypto tokens that are almost up 100% as well, so they're doing really well. So yeah, let's get into the trades that I took. So on BingX, if you're copy trading me, you'll already be in these trades. Neo is one I just got into recently, so it's only 1% up. WIF is 117% up, ENS 40% up, A16Z 58% up, Virtuals 130% up. These, in my opinion, AI16Z and Virtuals are going to be the main runners going into altcoin season over the next few months. The CEO of NVIDIA just come out and said AI agents are $1 trillion industry, and the AI agent market cap is currently valued much less than the meme coin market cap. Maybe not for long, because we're seeing a lot of people sell meme coins and flood into AI. I don't think meme coins are going to go anywhere, by the way, but I do think they are going to have a cool down period, especially as AI starts to really rally and trend. You're probably going to see flows come out of meme coins and into AI, specifically AI agents. And AI16Z is the Solana leader for AI agents. Virtuals is the base leader for AI agents. Sui doesn't really have an AI agents ecosystem. It's mainly Solana and base that have it, and I'm focused on those. And we were so lucky, guys, because these were down like 50-60%. So not only did I do pretty decently sized leverage trades, I also took big spot buys in both of these, and those have really rallied since we got in. I'm also long on most of these. I'm also longing on Mexi as well. So Pepe, look, I just said that memes might have a cooldown, but Pepe tends to run with Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about why this might be quite a big play. As you know, we're already up 10x, I think, on spot buys from Pepe, but I took some profits recently. Guys, if I'm ever 10x up, I'm happy with that. I'm going to take some profits off the table. And we got this one back, not bear market, but just sort of coming out of the bear market, and it's done really well. So I hadn't taken any profits, so I took some off the table. Ondo's a risky one because we have a token unlock in 2 days from Ondo, and everyone gets bearish around token unlocks, but sometimes they're actually bullish catalysts. So it's quite a big unlock. So yes, we might see some sell pressure, but Trump recently talked about having altcoin, accumulating altcoins for reserves. So, you know, we're looking at only blue chip projects that might be featured in that reserve, and Ondo fits in that category, right? So we don't know what's going to happen with Ondo. Maybe we see a sell-off. Maybe I long the sell-off. But I've set a stop loss either way, right? I've already taken some profits off the table. Just 25%. Just took a little 25% profit so that I can't lose. Whatever happens, I've won. And I've set a stop loss at my entry. So if it comes down to my entry, the trade's going to close. It's not going to go into a loss. It can't go into a loss. And I've already won. I like to put myself in that position. I've taken a lot of profits. Well, not a lot. I've taken 25% off all of these trades. Not my spot bags, just my leverage trades. So with $416, $234, $700 on AI16Z, taken just over $1,000 profits on virtual, and then some smaller profits here on these. In a Solana long as well. Now this is a really nice one because we've got this Solana ETF approval due on the 23rd. Trump has recently mentioned about having Solana in a altcoin reserve along with XRP. So are we going to see XRP and Solana go and do absolutely insane numbers? Because if they create a reserve for Solana and some other altcoins, Solana's new target just goes up, right? I was planning to take profits on this at around $500. As you know, if you've been following the channel, we got Solana in the bear market around $23, and I was planning to sell at 500, which would be a 20x. Not amazing gains to some people, but I put a lot of money in Solana and Bitcoin when in the bear market because they were smaller caps, right? Sorry, they were lower risk plays, so I put more money in my lower risk plays. So a 20x would be a considerable amount of money. And I think Solana is going to do well, but we've got two major catalysts coming up. If the ETF gets approved, it's going to rocket, first of all, because they're unlike the Bitcoin and even more so the Ethereum ETF approval. Grayscale had so much money in Ethereum. They were in massive profits, billions and billions, and we saw what happened. They'd had all this Bitcoin and Ethereum locked up for so long. What happens when it got unlocked? Some people de-risked, and so would I. If you'd been sitting in this fund that you couldn't take profits from for so long, and you were early and you were up so much, who is it going to take some off the table? Now the difference with Solana is they don't have that massive stack of people who are in massive profits in the Solana fund, right? So we might see a buy the news off the ETF alone, and then we might go into a potential accumulation for an altcoin reserve, which would send it, to the moon. I mean, I'd be surprised if it didn't go over $1,000, and it's sitting at what, 209 right now. So $1,000 is going to put us on like a 50x or something on a low risk play, which would be absolutely bonkers. Hey, it's kind of moon boy, but these catalysts could be huge, guys. These catalysts could be huge. So am I closing the rest of my trades? No. I'm going to talk about why in the video. I've already taken 25%, just a little bit off the table. It helps me hold into the inauguration, into all the latest news that we're likely to have coming. So BTC long, I aped into this a little bit early. So obviously there was so much news coming out, kind of aped into this before the inauguration. I am planning to maybe increase this at the inauguration. We'll see what Trump says. so I might trade it live, but I just put a reasonably small bag for me for Bitcoin, right? Because it's low risk. I went on 21x leverage and I put around $5,000 in. I've already taken a little bit off the table, so realized gains $701. So again, 25% off all of these. Another Solana long, currently in 75% profit. ENS 35% profit. Virtuals here 203% profit. Pepe 32% profit. With 116% profit. With I just longed because it had come down so much, right? It's one of the most popular meme coins on Solana. Maybe the main meme on Solana has a crazy loyal community. And on chain, I could see a lot of the smart money was selling and dumping. But a lot did hold still, right? There was a lot of whales that did still hold onto it. And it had come down so much. And the sell pressure started to slow down from a lot of the smart money. And I thought, these guys might hold it. The rest of these smart money holders might hold it. Even though we've had this sell-off, you've got rid of kind of all of the paper hands who, or just people who wanted to de-risk, right? I don't like calling them paper hands because a lot of them are up 100 or 1,000x, right? They're very smart traders. But they don't believe in it long-term is what I'm trying to say. And they've kind of sold and... it's kind of reached an end of the sell pressure. Can it come down lower? Absolutely, but there's so much support where it is right now, and it's come down so much that if it pushes up to all-time high, I make an absolute fortune, and it's not much to ask for a really popular meme to go back to all-time high in altcoin season. I don't need it to go and make new highs. If it goes back to all-time high, I'm going to make an absolute killing. That's fine with me. If it breaks through all-time high, even better, right? If we go into a parabolic alt season, maybe meme coins get a lot of love again, we might see money flow out of AI back into meme coins, then I'll DCA out. It's rarely I sell everything, right? Even my Pepe bags, I sold 70%. It's rare I sell everything. I always like to keep a moon bag so I've got some exposure. But as we go towards the end of the bull run, I am going to start to have less and less in. You see how I sold 70% of Pepe because I'm 10x up. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to be greedy. Pigs get slaughtered. As we go further and further into the bull run, I'm going to do this more often, guys. I'm going to take more profits off of the table. I'm not going to sit in here with 80% of my portfolio, right? I'm starting to build a cash position. As you know, I started to build a cash position back in March when everything was up 10, 15, 20, 30. Things are up 100x. I started to pull some off the table, and as we go into more bullish times, which we're probably about to with the Trump inauguration, we're going to see mass euphoria, we're going to see mass hype, we're going to see Coinbase back in the top 3, we're going to see Phantom back in the top 3, we're going to see all the signs where people are saying, I don't have enough Bitcoin, it's going to $2 million, it's going to $1 million, we're going to see all of those signs, and I'm waiting for that March. You see all those signs we had in March, I'm waiting for that moment again to take a lot more profits off the table. I don't think we're there right now, which is why I'm holding all of these long positions open as we go into these more bullish times. With long, talked about that. AI16Z is another AI16Z. The Mexi really annoyed me because I couldn't put more than 800 on. It wouldn't let me. I think they changed it afterwards, but Big X let me put thousands on. So I put thousands on because I was so confident at the time. These had crashed so much. Another thing I'll say is after we got into these, Grayscale actually talked about AI16Z and virtuals being one of the main runners in the AI sector. And what happened the last time we got Sui around 0.8, Grayscale come out and talked about Sui, and Sui went to $5. So are we about to see AI16Z and virtuals 5x? I would be surprised if we didn't, given the meta, right? Given the CEO of NVIDIA is saying this is a $1 trillion asset. A lot of people are going to be looking at these signs and signals. We've got funds talking about these AI projects. We've got, the market cap projections being trillions, and it's currently smaller than meme coins. It also is probably the best utility right now for crypto, right? AI agents and crypto is just the perfect combination. I used to think neural networks and blockchain weren't going to be fluid and work together, but AI agents and crypto, having their own crypto wallets is perfect, right? Because they're able to earn money. They're able to go out and invest and stake, and they can trade. They can create NFT collections. They can do loads of stuff, right? So they've got an incentive to earn more money. And you could have 1,000 agents that you own that are out there doing all these different stuff trying to earn money. I think it's going to be huge. And it would be very hard to do that in the fiat system. If you think about how hard that would be to give an AI agent a bank account, Like, is it even legal? Would it ever be legal? Probably not, right? And imagine trying to transact with the fiat system, and it's the weekend and the banks are closed, and your AI agent needs to get paid or he can't work. Crypto and AI agents are just perfect, and I think these could, look, bull case 10-15x, right? Even if Virtuals does a 10x from here, it's still around half the market cap of Doge, a meme coin with no utility and no fundamentals, right? Half the market cap. When we've just had the CEO of Nvidia say that this is potentially $1 trillion sector. I hate talking like this because it makes me want to put more in, but I've got enough in. I'm not putting any more in. Okay, so again, guys, look, not financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. This is just my strategy. This is just what I'm doing. You can lose all your money in crypto. It's highly risky. Okay, so AI16Z, look, I think they're going to do really well. I'm going to take profits on the way up. If they do 10-15x, look, am I still going to be holding all of my bags? Probably not. At DCA, I'll take profits as they go up. Render is just still sitting here for just for a bit of history, really. I took most of my profits from Render. So you can see here, realized P&L $23,000. Really nice trade, that one. Render, I'm still bullish on Render going up. I'm still bullish, but Deepin has had such a cool down as AI has taken off, and it has surprised me that we haven't seen Render really run. Do I think it's like, have I sold my spot bags? No, right? I've still got my spot bags. I got into Render at like 55 cents. I think even today we're still up like 13x or 14x, right? I'm still massively in profits. I have sold 30% of my Render, so I've really taken profits at, I think, almost at its all-time high. But the trade was a little bit, I didn't want to lose this money, and it was on high leverage. It could have come down quite fast, and we saw Render struggling to break through some resistances, and I'm surprised that it still hasn't gone through all-time high. So I took some money off my leverage trade. Look, if it completely comes back to support and crashes, maybe I'll take another long position, but it was tough. But hey, 23,000, it might not be a lot of money to some people, but it was a lot to me, and I didn't want to lose it. It was quite nice gains. So that's it on my trades that I'm doing at the moment. If I take any more, guys, I'll post them in my Discord in leverage low risk. So keep an eye out for those. BTC still on a buy signal. We closed on a buy signal on the daily. So again, I said if we close above this daily on the SMC bot, it's very, very bullish for more upside. Okay, it means that we've closed above our previous resistance. See all this resistance, so close above usually leads to more upside. And what did we see the next day? We literally saw a god candle print the next day, as we talked about in the Discord. So I said, judging by these 4-hour candles, I'd be very surprised if we didn't close the daily on a buy. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that here, see how it was, the 4-hourly was closing above the SMC buy, it flipped to a buy signal, and we started to take some long positions, and the market went absolutely crazy. So there's been so much news since I posted this. I posted this just 2 days ago, and I think there's another 10 new news events that I could do another post on. I actually am going to do that probably tomorrow, because I've got so much going on. We're building so much in the background with bots and tracking smart money. So I'm going to do another one of these posts, and you won't believe some of the news that's come out. It's probably even more bullish than the stuff that I've already written here. But there was multiple reasons why I flipped long. I took profits on my shorts and flipped long. BTC's insane recovery, so we've talked about that. The 90k snapped back up with a 9k wick in just 24 hours. If you've been trading in crypto, you know how bullish this is, guys. You don't get 8-9k wicks and then just come straight back down the next day, right? It means that you've come up so much from that support that if you do come back down, even like get close to that level, it tends to get brought back up straight away. Okay, so very, very strong bounce. I didn't expect it. I think most of the market didn't expect it, and we had a little bit of luck going into those long positions as well, because who knew we were just going to completely rally like we did. Institutional accumulation, so big players are stacking. We saw Michael Saylor was buying more, bought another 243 million BTC. This guy just continues to buy, and he says he's still going to be buying at $1 million. And to be honest, he's kind of put himself in a position where he can't sell, because if he does sell, it's going to crash the market. Everyone's going to panic sell, and he's also said maybe 1,000 times he's never going to sell, right? So it would create a lot of fear in the market. So he probably will continue to buy throughout the eternity of BTC. And people might say, well, how's he ever going to make any money? Guys, when you own that much BTC, the amount you make in yield, you can also borrow against your BTC debt-free, right? There's no tax on debt. There is so many ways to make money when you own that much of Bitcoin. Plus the interest from staking, it's phenomenal, right? I think even staking BTC in some low-risk places, you can get anywhere between 3 and 8%, which might not sound like a lot, but you know, it's a lot on when you've got billions and billions of dollars. So Italy's largest bank, BTC, added BTC to its reserves. It said it's preparing for clients who want to buy BTC. Now notice that they said preparing for clients, right? What comes after clients? Retail. Have you noticed what with this institutional cycle, have you noticed the focus on making sure that the businesses and the banks and the institutions get in first, right? The 1%, the richest and wealthiest people. There's been a lot of focus, not on retail marketing, but there's been a lot of focus on institutions. Why? Because they let all the institutions and the banks come in first, and then those institutions go out and sell it to retail, right? Why would they want all of the retail to come in and then the banks have to pump retail's bags, right? That's not how the system works. It's not how the game works. So once the banks are in, I think that's the next phase, and we're starting to see the banks getting into the space right now. I think by next cycle, you're going to go into your local bank and there's going to be a leaflet that says, hey, have you heard about Bitcoin? Have you heard about Solana, right? Because we might even have altcoin reserves. And altcoins, in my opinion, are going to become like the internet, right? What happened when the internet popped up? You had Google, Facebook, Instagram. All of these apps, to me, are like altcoins, and you're kind of investing in the infrastructure of Web3 right now, right? That we're investing in all of these startup companies, which might potentially go and be the infrastructure, just like virtuals might be the infrastructure for AI agents, even in the Web2 world, right? That's why it's such a big play. We might see NVIDIA actually utilizing platforms like virtuals or AI16Z, right? So yeah, I think we are going to see the banks get in, and I don't think we've seen the retail shill yet, and I think we are going to see one of the biggest retail shills when all of these people start to do it. When is that going to be? I don't know, because it's very hard to accumulate BTC because there's not much of it, and if you start to buy up billions, it moves up very fast. So they might actually be looking at a 5 to 10 year play, and what would be the best play is the dollar cost average in, but you don't want the price to rocket, right? You don't want too many people to know, so you slowly dollar cost average in. Through a bear market, you would just buy every quarter, you know, every year, dollar cost average in, build a position. So I think we are going to see accumulation from the banks over the next quarter. Inflation data. So we said this about the PPI, right? I posted here 3.3% year over year, below the 3.5% forecast. Core PPI was 3.5%, below the 3.8% forecast. So I said CPI is coming out tomorrow, could potentially light up the markets. Historically, PPI leads CPI, and the trend is in our favor, right? So PPI is producer costs. So the people producing the products, it's how much they pay for their to produce the items, right? So if their prices come down, usually the rest of the prices come down, right? The retail prices come down. So PPI is a leading indicator. So we had a little bit of a pump of PPI, and then the CPI came out, and it was good. It was good, right? It was bullish, and then we saw loads of money flipping. The S&P started rallying. Stocks started rallying. Our quantum trades started to pump as well. By the way, I've posted those quantum stocks in my Discord. So if you want to check those out, go and check them out in there. Tether moved to El Salvador. So again, when big companies start to leave their home country, especially Tether, right? If you look into how much Tether manage, it's insane. It's I think it might even be hundreds of billions, but they manage a lot of money, and countries don't want to lose those kind of companies. And when they see them make such big moves like this, move into El Salvador, they start to question, right, are our regulations okay for crypto? We're seeing the US are going crypto crazy. We need to adapt. We need to adopt softer regulations or more friendly regulations so we don't lose a lot of these crypto companies, because it's going to be a lot of tax revenue for us, right, if these companies leave. So then we had Trump's crypto presidency, rumors that there's going to be an executive order on day one. Now, I don't know what that's going to be. Is it going to be no tax on crypto? It could be, right? It's kind of something that they could execute quite fast. Zero taxes on crypto. That would rally the market. Is it going to be a reserve confirmation on day one? I don't know. If it is, everything's going to absolutely explode insanely fast to the upside, okay? If they come out and say, we're doing a strategic reserve, we're going to accumulate 2% into BTC. BTC might even go to 200k the same day, right? I don't think that's going to happen on day one. I think they talked about doing it in within 100 days. Don't forget, guys, they talked about doing it within 100 days. That means we've got a roadmap for 100 days, right? Why does crypto rally off speculation? We're going to have what's going to happen next. What's the next law? We're just going to have bullish news catalyst after news catalyst after news catalyst. I think February and March, we're going to see insane rallies, just like we did last March, right? So this video is dragging on, guys, but if you want to check out the tweet, go and check it out. I'm not going to waffle on about all of these, but really good news across the board. That's it for now. Also, by the way, smart money still hovering sideways. So we had a little bit of a scare as we came down and lost support. We started to lose support, but still trending sideways. Most of the smartest people in crypto are heavily invested, okay? So I know a lot of KOLs on X and YouTube went bearish and, decided to get out of the market, started calling the tops. But I look at the smart money, and this is my best data that I've tracked. It's one of the reasons why we've made so much money in crypto. And I value this more than anything in the space. And this is their stable coins. If the smart money starts to get out of the market, we're talking about Pantera, some of the biggest funds, people with hundreds of billions in crypto altcoins. If these guys start to sell, then you are going to see a dump in the markets, right? And I don't think we're quite at those stages yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Go and follow my Twitter, guys, because I'm posting all the time about some of the trades we're doing. Nice little 48x I made today. Yeah, we've been killing it. We're working on some really cool stuff in the background so we can track a lot of these smart money wallets and start taking advantage of those. So more information on that will be coming in the future videos. But don't forget to like and subscribe, stay up to date with the latest. None of the information in this video is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all your money in crypto. That's it for now, guys. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one.